Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's at that time of year again to where everyone's asking me how they should train during Ramadan. Now, a lot of people are not going to like the fact that I'm addressing a religion, and let me make this clear to you guys. I consider myself agnostic, but I also do not make fun of people for their beliefs. I do not try to tell people that they need to throw away their beliefs, and even though something like Ramadan might be counterintuitive to someone who's training with very serious training goals, you can't realistically expect an entire demographic of people to throw away their religion to try to gain a little bit more muscle. It's not going to happen. It's unrealistic. And in fact, it would be disrespectful to people to even suggest that sort of thing to them. Now, some of the people are going, why you're singling out and helping their religion? Well, if your religion comes up with some restriction that makes it difficult for you to train or diet correctly during a certain period of time, and enough of you ask me about it, I'll be more than happy to make you a video on your religion also. But as it sits, the Muslims are the only one asking me this sort of thing. So they're not getting preferential treatment, they're getting the only treatment. No one else is asking. So let's break this down. All right, guys, first of all, what you need to get out of your heads is that you're going to make any sort of fantastic gains during Ramadan. You're not. But it's probably a fantastic time to strip a little body fat away, maybe make a small amount of progress, and at the very least maintain what you have. Now, as far as picking training programming, this becomes difficult. Guys, if it was just the fasting the food, this would be a cakewalk. Right now I fast 18 to 20 hours every day. I have a 4 to 6 hour feed window. For me, that would be a cakewalk, and I gain muscle just fine. But that water restriction that you guys do is, that's your limiting factor right there, the water restriction. And accordingly, you guys can't afford to keep dehydrating yourself with training. So what you have to look at is training volume and training load. You guys got to drop all this high rep work. You've got to drop the high volume, because it is going to kill your progress. It's going to kill your recovery when you guys are getting dehydrated and having to chug all of your water for the day in like an 8 hour window, particularly in hot months. So what I would recommend, if you guys are running my novice program, cut back to the cutting version. I would not try to progress on it. I would drop the progression on it and just try to maintain the list where you have them, and you can probably get away with doing it twice a week. If it becomes an issue for you, instead of the 3 days a week, cut back to 2 days a week. Do the A and the B, the A and the B, the A and the B. It's only 4 weeks, guys. And that will at the very least, and if you can add in a little bit of weight, do so. But try to maintain what you have, and you will still make small gains even 2 days a week. And that dehydration is not going to get you. Now, for someone who's more advanced, it's a good period of time to cut back to pure strength training. I don't care whether you're a bodybuilder or a strength athlete, you need to drop the high volume work. It's not going to work. Run something like Mad Cows. In fact, Mad Cows, and even if you scaled it back to 2 full body sessions a week instead of 3, has one working set. For 3 big lifts every time you train, you ramp to a single 5 rep set that gets real heavy. And you maybe throw in a little accessory work. That's perfect. You can be in and out of the gym in less than an hour. It will help you get a little stronger, and it doesn't beat your recovery to death on a program like that. So you guys can get away with that water restriction. Now, as far as picking the training time goes, this is where it gets critical. Because your options are, if you try to go in and train at the end of your water fast before you've rehydrated it all, I think you're going to run into problems. Your performance is just going to die. So what I would recommend is that when you go train, since your sessions are an hour or less, it shouldn't be a big deal. As soon as you're able to train, to eat and drink, go hit the gym right at the point to where that starts. Like, give yourself a 15-minute window to chug a bunch of water, get some carbs in. Don't worry about protein. Do not worry about fat. You need to get carbs in. Get some muscle glycogen going, some blood sugar up. Get some fluids in you. In fact, it's a good time to drink like some Lucozade or All Sport or some sort of glycogen replenishment and electrolyte replenishment drink. Get those fluids in you. Go train. Get that training session done. Try to keep it under an hour with any session you do. It's preferably 30 minutes of really hard work, 30, 45 minutes. Then you're free to go hit your feast. You'll get all that glycogen super compensation, all that recovery, all that hydration you need. You're good to go. An alternative option for you guys might be early in the morning, because I know you guys got to cut your food out. If I understand, the food and water has to be cut out when the sun comes up. And I know that varies a little from country to country. So irrespective of how that breaks down for you personally, what I would recommend, if you're going to train in the morning, Do it early in the morning. It might be 4 a.m., might be 5 a.m. Go and do the same thing. And remember, you're only doing this 2 or 3 days a week, tops. You don't need to be in the gym more than that during this time. It's going to kill your gains because you don't have the water to recover. So don't get this idea you're going to go train 5 days a week. You need to forget that. It's not only counterproductive to your gains, it may actually be harmful to your health at that point. You guys got to limit this stuff and maximize on your recovery in this period of time and make the most out of it. So what I would recommend at that point is get in early before sunrise so that you're allowed one more meal and water after you train. And that ability to be able to continue to drink water during your training is going to be critical, so that you set it up to where you get about 30-45 minutes after you finish training to where you can continue to eat and drink, so that you can again get some carbs in you, get some protein in you, get more fluids in you immediately after you train, so that you're allowed one more meal afterwards. And I would time it with one of those 2 ways, guys. All right, guys, so that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.